Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Chad here with another In the OT podcast for BetUpSportsBlog.com. While everybody was extremely excited for the first weekend of football, we still need to look outside the sport that dominates headlines and pay some great respect to Andy Murray today for winning his first major title in tennis, as he was phenomenal against Novak Djokovic, who obviously was favored over him. And the first set was great. He won a tiebreaker, and then he narrowly won the second set. And you figured these are the type of sets that in the past he probably would have lost and folded in and wouldn't be able to regain his confidence. But I had a feeling he was going to win today's match just based on what I've seen transpire in tennis over the last few months. I mean, he beat Djokovic at the Olympics pretty handily, and he beat Federer. That's huge for his confidence and his morale, despite the fact that maybe tennis players don't value a gold medal as much as they would a major title. But for someone like him who hadn't won one, that was the biggest couple of wins for him in his career. To beat the two guys they're always said to be miles ahead of him. We know that the sport's been all Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal for the last 3-4 years, and Murray's sort of been that distant fourth who we know is being far superior to whoever's ranked fifth in the world: Thomas Berdych, David Ferrer, Juan Martin Del Potro, Joe-Wilfried Tsonga. These guys don't even have a sniff at a major. At least someone like Murray has been there. He lost 4 times in the finals before, and every single time he lost, it was going up against Hall of Fame, some of the greatest tennis players we've ever known in those losses, so no shame there. And that's why I was really excited to see him pull it off, because when Djokovic had that rally to win the sets 3 and 4, and in fairly convincing fashion, you figured, oh my God, could he actually pull it off again? Last year, he was down 2-0 against Federer, and he had that miraculous 5-set victory, and we know that Djokovic is a battler and never goes away, and Murray, probably all the pressure was on him after losing the last 2 sets, 3 and 4, before having go to the 5th. So I give him a ton of credit for keeping his composure. The way I see him playing on the court, everybody had criticized him in the past, stating that the reason why he could never take things to the next level is he was too defensive. He never had a lot of winning shots in his repertoire to blow past some of the better players, but he had quite a few winners today, and he really is that damn good defensively. It's very unlikely to see him get rattled and have a lot of unforced errors. The only way that he is going to lose one of these big-time matches, it appears, is if the likes of a Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal, are hitting a lot of game winners on him. And it's good to see he did take advantage of an easier route, shall we say, to get there. The fact that Federer lost early, there was no Nadal to contend with. Djokovic really hasn't been playing that well the last few months. So, yeah, I mean, it's just great to see another guy in the mix here that we could consider in the future for winning possibly more majors. I don't think he's done yet. Is he going to completely dominate and reel off like 3 or 4 in a row like Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer have done the last few years? Absolutely not, especially if those guys are healthy. But I don't think it's too crazy to think that he could win, a major every other year and maybe finish with 3 or 4 throughout his career if he goes hard another 5 or 6 years. So it's always great, like I said, to see someone like this become relevant, because truth be told, when it comes to the sport of tennis, I'm a casual fan, and the only time I really get into it is when it gets to the semifinals, because I don't really care when all these heavily favored players are going up against these bottom feeders. There's zero chance of upsets, and it's always the top dog. So anytime you can throw somebody else into that mix, it makes it more intriguing. Maybe you want to start to get into the quarterfinals instead of the semifinals. In the past, if someone like Murray, can push the top 3 players that have been so dominating in the last few years. So that's the way the tennis season ends there with the 4th major at the U.S. Open. Once again, it's just absolutely a joke what goes on with the weather there and the rain. You can never keep up with the schedules, and they're trying to manufacture it for the best TV hours, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because it gets rained out, and they're stupid enough to try to go up against the NFL and college football on the weekend. These big-time matches should be played on weekdays. I've never quite understood what goes on there with CBS and the scheduling, but that's another rant, which was pretty short there. That could be extended at a later time. Once again, guys, keep checking out the website, the podcast. Appreciate the support. We will be speaking soon.